Buongiorno a tutti ragazzi e benvenuti in questo nuovo video. Oggi come vedete sono da Bondora e non sono da solo, infatti sono stato invitato qui, come avete visto in uno dei precedenti video, per fare delle domande, per fare una bella intervista e oggi sono qui appunto con Kairi.
Buongiorno, mi chiamo Kairi, sono Investor Relations Team Lead a Bondora. Piacere.
Come avete visto parla un po' italiano perché appunto ha passato un periodo della sua vita a Firenze, quindi abbiamo voluto fare questa introduzione un po' in italiano. Comunque,
Tanti anni fa, però, sì.
però parli bene l'italiano.
Grazie.
So we can start. I will subtitle, metterò i sottotitoli a questa parte ovviamente, quindi se parlate inglese benissimo, se no potete leggere i sottotitoli. So we could start from basic questions, and one of them is how would you explain peer-to-peer lending to a, let's say, 5-year-old kid?
That's a very interesting question, actually. So it must be something really easy to understand. So I would explain it in a way that imagine that you are a bank, that you are in a role of bank and lend money out to another person. For example, me, Kairi, I want to lend my money to you, Pietro, so you could buy something for you. Then I will get the interest from you directly to me. This is basically the whole concept of B2B lending. So there are no intermediary like bank, but
Okay.
you can.
So you need to imagine yourself as a banker.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good explanation. And because we are talking about loans, who can apply to loan with Bondora? And for example, which countries can apply to a loan?
Mm-hmm. So at the moment, we are issuing loans in 3 countries, which are Spain, Estonia, and Finland.
Mm-hmm.
So people from these countries can apply for a loan with us at the moment, but in the future we might consider expanding into new markets as well.
And are you considering Italy in all of this?
I can't really disclose this information as of now, but
Okay.
we have in plan 3 other countries in Europe.
So it's a secret for now. I don't know it either, so I'm not saying it. When do you issue loans? Do you ask for any guarantees like a collateral to borrowers?
Well, we actually have a proprietary credit scoring system.
Okay.
Which is like our own system to issue loans, which is called Bondora Rating. Mm-hmm. So every loan Bondora issues has more than 100 data points in use. We use different kind of data sources, for example, bank account information, population registries, credit bureaus, and all this data is gathered when we assess the loan. In addition to traditional information, we also use somewhat non-traditional information in this process. For example, social media and the information we gather about the individual on our website as well.
Okay.
So this is what we use. So not only traditional data like income and expenses, but also.
Okay, so you don't ask for a collateral, for example, to if the people have some, I don't know, house, if they have a car.
In this questionnaire, we also ask about this information.
Oh, okay,
so
okay, but you don't take that as a guarantee for the loan.
No, the loans are unsecured personal loans.
Okay, perfect. And in talking about this. Since the loans are unsecured, what do you do and how do you behave in the case that a borrower defaults?
Mm-hmm. So in case a loan should default, we have built over the years, over the past 10 years that we have been operating, a simple and clear system to collect those loans that mm-hmm. get overdue. For this, we are using both internal and external partners, but the main line is to go to the court and claim this debt owed to the investors via bailiffs.
Okay, and based on the past, of course, how many times this process ends well? I mean, a percentage of something like that.
This information we actually publish on our blog
on
a monthly basis, so investors can go and check the overview.
Nice. So I will put something on screen right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I found that the average consumer credit interest rate in Estonia is about 20%, right? Something like that. Which is the average interest rate charged by Bondora?
This consumer credit interest actually vary quite a bit.
Yeah, in fact, I said 20, but I found 10 or 30 in some cases.
That's the thing. At Bondora, the overall average for all loans that issued since the beginning is about 34% as of now. And this is for the whole portfolio. So 294 millions as of today. Yeah. So this is somewhat.
And of this interest rate, how much is returned to the investors like me or like them?
Since we don't use any mediators in between, all the interest that is received from the loans issued goes to investors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically it works like this. If we issue a loan, then when a loan starts to pay back on a monthly basis, we receive the monthly payment and spread this between the investors who have invested in this loan.
Okay, so but you don't have a commission on the interest?
No.
Okay, and so where is your margin in all of this? Well, how can you monetize on loans?
You mean how the company gains its profit?
Yeah, if it's not a commission on interest.
With every loan issued, we have issuing fee and management fee for the borrower's side. So. Okay,
so that's a cost for the borrower.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. I see that you have been growing revenues really fast, and now we are also turning a profit. So, did you consider maybe issuing stocks, issuing shares, or opening the possibilities to investors, like in equity crowdfunding, to invest in Bondora?
Yes, Bondora has been profitable for 2 consecutive years now. At the moment, we have plans to grow even further. We have this dream to be a platform used by millions within the upcoming years. But answering to your question, at the moment, we don't have any immediate plans to go public.
So you fund yourself without external investors. Nice. So this is an hard question because a lot of people ask me on YouTube, on Instagram, in direct messages. So I've been receiving this question for ages till the first video on Bondora. What happens if Bondora goes bankrupt?
In this very unlikely situation where Bondora should go bankrupt, no further loans will be issued at this point, and an administrator will take over to further manage the existing portfolio.
Okay.
That's the plan.
This is another question that some people asked me on Instagram, and thank you to everyone who asked this, because this is a very interesting question in my opinion. During a recession, during recessions, people lose their jobs, so they struggle to pay their debts, first of all the high interest ones. So how would you think a company based on loans like Bondora would react and behave in this environment?
Yes, as you might know, Bondora has been working more than a decade already.
Yes.
and we have also operated during the recession environments in both Spain and Finland. So I'm sure that we have gained lots of experience during this time, and we can use this in larger recessionary event as well.
Okay.
So actually we'll cover this topic also on our blog and YouTube channel very soon. So you can learn more from there if you're interested how we will actually manage.
Okay, so if you're doing this, I think that you notice too that people are so worried in this period. So yeah, I think that that's a great idea.
Yeah, overall it has been quite hot topic lately.
Yeah. So I have some questions about the Go&Grow program, and the first one is how is the Go&Grow portfolio, let's call it like this, distributed? I mean, what's inside it?
So with the Go&Grow product, every investor has a share of the whole Go&Grow portfolio. And every few months we actually post this information on our blog, where investors can read more about it, what exactly there is in this Go&Grow portfolio. There are all the graphs and information available. Okay,
so maybe I can link this in the description. Yeah. So you will find it under this video. So we said that we can have an overview of the loans of the Go&Grow program on the blog, but why can't we investors see the single loans, like for example in the Portfolio Pro?
This is because with Go&Grow the system is different, and with the Go&Grow you actually acquire a share of the whole portfolio.
So I'm not, legally I'm not investing in the single loans separately, but I'm buying a share.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Another question on the Go&Grow program. What happens in the case that Bondora turns a profit, a return of more than 6.75? I mean, what happens to that extra return?
So with Go&Grow, the current return rate is up to 6.75, meaning that everything over that will be reinvested and held as a reserve.
Okay.
So we will be able to provide and continues to deliver the promise.
Okay. So this can add more safety to it, let's say.
Yeah, that's true.
And why would we investors as a whole should invest in the Go&Grow program instead, for example, in the Portfolio Pro?
I think that Go&Grow is a great product. Like lots of investors are really fans of it already. Like 2/3 of our investors are using it on a daily basis. Well. So I think the success behind is that Go&Grow is very simple, easy to use. You don't have to manage your investments. It's like hassle-free product. Definitely not for everybody, but I personally, for example, really like it and use it. Yeah,
and another point I may add is that with Go&Grow you have more liquidity than the other products, and I personally like more this because I can deal with my investments in a freer way than I would do with Portfolio Pro. So this is a great point for me.
Yeah, for example, with Portfolio Pro, where you invest directly in loans, you also have to make sure of the liquidity part. For example, if you want to exit before the maturity of loans, you have to
sell in the secondary
market. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I think we have answered a lot of questions in this interview. Thank you for having me here. It was really a pleasure. And do you want to add anything else?
Yes, if you want to learn about more, you should definitely check out our blog. Also, we have a cool YouTube channel, as well as a support site. So.
Okay, perfect. So you will find everything in the description. Quindi torniamo un attimo all'italiano. Io ringrazio nuovamente Bondora per avermi invitato, ringrazio tutto il team, tutto lo staff che mi ha fatto vedere lo studio. L'avete già visto nello scorso video. Noi ci vediamo al prossimo video e un saluto e alla prossima.
I'm gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I am cursed by every day till my time